The music was too loud for my liking, bass shaking the walls, laughter echoing off the marble floor. It was supposed to be a small get-together, but my wife Tara had turned our living room into a nightclub. I stood near the kitchen counter, holding a half-empty glass of whiskey, watching her dance. Her sequin dress caught the lights, her smile, carefree, radiant, cut through the crowd. People adored her energy. I used to too. But that night something felt off. "Tara," I said, raising my voice above the music. "Can we talk for a minute?" She turned, still laughing, eyes glimmering. "Not now, Arjun. You're killing the vibe." Killing the vibe. The words hit harder than they should have. Around us, her friends chuckled. Someone turned the volume up. And Tara went back to dancing, not even noticing the look on my face. That was the moment I put the glass down, grabbed my jacket and walked out. No yelling. No scene. Just silence. The night air outside was cold. My footsteps echoed along the empty street as I tried to calm the storm in my chest. I wasn't angry, at least not at first. Just tired. Tired of being the outsider in my own marriage. It hadn't always been this way. When Tara and I met, she was a burst of color in my gray world. Spontaneous, wild, alive. I was the planner, the calm one, the man who grounded her. Or at least that's what she used to say. But over the past year, something had shifted. Her smiles didn't reach her eyes anymore. The phone she once left lying around was now always face down. Nights out with friends had become frequent, and I had learned not to ask too many questions. Because every time I did, she would say, "You're overthinking again, Arjun." And I'd let it go. But tonight something inside me cracked. I checked into a nearby hotel. The receptionist gave me a puzzled look when I handed her my ID at midnight, but I just forced a smile. Inside the room, I collapsed on the bed, shoes still on. The city lights bled through the curtains, painting the walls in orange and gold. I stared at the ceiling, trying to convince myself I was doing the right thing by walking away. "You're killing the vibe." The phrase played on loop in my head. By 2 a.m. I was scrolling through old photos on my phone. Trips, birthdays, stolen moments. In every picture, Tara was laughing, her arm wrapped around me. And in every one of those smiles, I searched for the woman I used to know. But she wasn't there anymore. I must have fallen asleep around 4 a.m. because when I woke up, the room was filled with sunlight, and my phone was vibrating non-stop. 47 missed calls. 12 new messages. All from Tara. My heart started to pound. For a brief, stupid second, I thought maybe she realized what she'd done. Maybe she missed me, wanted to apologize, wanted to fix things. But then I saw the last message. "Arjun, please come home. It's not what it looks like." The words froze me. Not what it looks like. That phrase only meant one thing. I rushed back home. My hands were shaking as I unlocked the door. The smell of stale wine and perfume hit me instantly. The house was silent, but not peaceful, like the calm after an explosion. Tara was sitting on the couch, makeup smudged, eyes red. The coffee table was littered with empty glasses and half-eaten food from the night before. "Arjun," she whispered when she saw me. "What happened?" My voice was calm, too calm. She stood up, tried to reach for my hand. "Please, just listen before you judge me." I stepped back. "Then talk." She took a deep breath, tears spilling down her face. "After you left, everyone stayed a bit longer. I was drunk, okay? Stupidly drunk. And then..." She broke off, covering her face. "Then what, Tara?" "It was just a kiss," she said finally, voice trembling. "He kissed me and I didn't stop him right away. I swear that's all that happened." The silence that followed was suffocating. I stared at her. My mind replayed every late night, every girl's trip, every unanswered call. And suddenly it all made sense. "Who was it?" I asked, though I already knew. She hesitated, then whispered. "Karen." Karen. Her coworker. The one she only hung out with for work events. The one she swore was like a brother. I laughed bitterly. "A brother, huh? Arjun, please. Don't." My voice cracked. Don't ask me to understand this. Don't tell me it was a mistake. Because mistakes don't happen after months of hiding, lying, and deleting messages. Her tears came harder. It wasn't like that. I didn't mean for it to. Then what was it like, Tara? Asked. You think saying I was killing the vibe gave you permission to kill everything we built? She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. And that silence, that helpless silence, was worse than any scream. I left again. This time I didn't look back. Outside, the sun was climbing higher, blindingly bright. But inside, everything felt dark. I drove without direction, past the places that once held meaning. The cafe where we had our first date, the park bench where I proposed, the apartment building where we planned our future. Each memory was a knife twisting deeper. I ended up at the beach. The same one where we had spent our first anniversary. Barefoot in the sand, laughing as waves chased our feet. Now I just stood there, staring at the horizon, the sea roaring in my ears. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Tara. Please come back. I'll do anything. Just talk to me. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But trust, once broken, doesn't heal with promises. That evening, I returned home one last time to pack my things. She was still there, sitting in the same spot, eyes swollen, her hands clutching the edge of her dress like a child afraid of punishment. When she saw me, she stood up quickly. Arjun, please. Don't leave like this. We can go to therapy, we can. I don't hate you, Tara, I said quietly. But I can't stay with someone who made me feel small in my own home. Who called me a buzzkill when I was just trying to reach her. Her voice cracked. I didn't mean it. I was drunk, careless. That's the problem, I said. You were careless with us. She sobbed openly now. I love you. I looked at her, at the woman I'd once built my life around, and felt something inside me break. Maybe you did, I said. But love isn't supposed to hurt like this. I picked up my suitcase and walked out the door. It's been 6 months since that night. Tara still calls sometimes. I don't answer. Not out of spite, but because there's nothing left to say. People ask if I've forgiven her. I tell them forgiveness isn't about erasing the past. It's about accepting it. Sometimes when I pass by that beach, I think about her laugh, her warmth, the life we almost had. And for a fleeting second, I miss her. But then I remember that moment. Her voice echoing over the music. You're killing the vibe. Maybe I did. Maybe I killed the version of us that was built on pretending. And in a strange, painful way. Maybe that's what set me free.